Today I had a Portuguese friend help me with my Portuguese taxes. This friend is by no means an accountant. I just had him help me because he speaks Portuguese at a level that I do not. And as one might know, tax language in your native language is always confusing. So in a foreign language, it's extra confusing. But I submitted my taxes and I think I did it right. And it was really quite easy. So last year I had a professional do it for me. I paid somebody a bit of money. My friend was like, that's way too much money. In my opinion, it was not very much money, but alas, I paid somebody some money and they did my taxes for me last year. I don't think that they fully understood my situation. And some people will be like, well, why should a Portuguese accountant understand American taxes? And I would say, well, they only need to understand American taxes if they're saying yes to an American client. Anyways, they did my taxes. And basically this year, what you can do is when you go into the Finances login system, there's a way to just basically copy and paste everything into the new year. And so you have like your main tax page, like with your information, your name, your date of birth, your filing status, blah, blah, blah. And then you have annexes, addendums, attachments, whatever you want to call them. And so my situation didn't change from last year. I just had to change the numbers, but what I needed to talk about, like the things that I earned money from, were the same. So copying and pasting it was the right thing to do. And then I just went through the same annexes. They're called anexos in Portuguese. I guess attachments is what we would call them. But anyways, so I just went through those same ones and my friend kind of talked me through like what it was that everything said to make sure that I agreed with like how it was filled out, and then I just updated the numbers. There were a few things that I definitely think that the people last year did wrong. I think that they really didn't understand, like I have stocks and mutual funds and they didn't understand like the difference between dividends and capital gains. So I did have to switch some things around, but those words are quite easy to understand because they're pretty much the same. Anyways, filing deadline in Portugal is the end of June. So if you haven't done your taxes yet and you're a resident for tax purposes in Portugal in 2023, then you need to do them by the end of this month. If it is your first time, I'd recommend having a professional do it for you. I also am not giving any advice about taxes whatsoever, but I think it was pretty easy to do it the second year after having the first one done by a professional. And of course, if I did make any mistake, like it still gets submitted to Finances and they look through it and they tell me if I've made a mistake. So I don't know. I just think in every country the system is so bizarre. But hopefully I did it right. But at least it's pretty much the same as last year. So if they did it right, then I did it right.